Good morning and welcome to Superior Sunrise. Join us as we bring you the latest cattle and superior livestock news, candid interviews with some of our greatest representatives, producer spotlights, and talk with industry leaders from across the United States. It's time to rise and shine the superior way.
Good morning and welcome to Superior Sunrise, live from Winnemucca, Nevada. I'm Kirby Schnorr and I'm glad you've joined us this morning. We have a great show for you full of wonderful guests, starting off with world champion auctioneer Charlie Cummings to give us a brief update on the market, and ending the show with world champion auctioneer Ralph Wade to preview what we have to offer in today's auction. So grab a cup of coffee and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for livestock equipment, whether it be permanent or portable, call Ackerman Distributing at 1-800-726-9091. They are number one in the nation with portable wheel corrals. Also handle portable tubs and portable alleys, double alleys, loading chutes, manual chutes, hydraulic chutes. AckermanDistributing.com. 1-800-726-9091.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now with me is world champion auctioneer Charlie Cummings. Charlie, here we are in Winnemucca, Nevada. You know, it's a beautiful morning out there, but the room is already filling up in here. And I can't believe it. All these guys are here talking about how it's been 25 years since they've been coming here.
That's right. Unbelievable. I tell you what, and you talk about the weather, it's absolutely beautiful here this morning. And 25 years. Pretty amazing right here in Winnemucca at this great convention center and great town. I tell you what, people really roll out the carpet for Superior Livestock and all the consigners and buyers alike. And man, what a great week we're going to have.
It definitely is. And you know, you're so right. This town all comes around Superior Livestock Auction being here and having this auction. It means a lot to the town, the community, and everybody who's in the business. They get to travel in and come and sell their calves. And this might be the only time, we always talk about that, but it might be the only time throughout the year that they come sell their calves. And this might be their one paycheck a year. That's
exactly right. You're 100% right. You know, and then last night we went out to eat and at the hotels and everywhere, everybody's got Superior t-shirts on and yeah, phenomenal. And it's really great to see so many consigners here. And my gosh, the buyer tables are filling up in a hurry, so you better get here early.
You're exactly right. Well, let's talk about the auction, talk about the market and what we can expect in today.
You know, great market there Monday as we got started off the week. We looked at the board yesterday and closes up 300 points, open a little higher here this morning, so super excited to get to this offering. We get started on these yearlings today. I think there's going to be lots and lots of activity. You know, we've got a lot of cattle that's coming in here in September and October, and maybe not a lot of them available, so a great time to be able to get a lot of inventory if you're looking for that kind of cattle to be putting in your feed yards.
Well, I know that's one thing with the market as good as it is, and we look forward to it. I know we talk about volatility, and that's just being in the commodity business, but we've got all these people here. We've got our sponsors, and we're thankful for them, but a lot of industry guys, and that's one thing that I know you and I always talk about, but genetics. When you're up there, if they're participating in the value-added programs, if they have top genetics, it really does bring more for their calves when you're selling them.
Yeah, you can see it definitely, you know, year in and year out, the genetics that these guys are putting forth, you know, and then I tell you what, we're going lots of different directions, lots of different vendors here, and man alive, the industry is really thriving. I know you're going to have VitaFirm here on in a little bit, you know, with their nutritional based program. What they've done with Gain Smart's just awesome, and we're proud to be industry partners with each one of them.
We definitely are. Well, I want to thank you for being on this morning, Charlie, and we are excited. The room is filling up, so when we come back, Jake Warnchez with Bauzyme, stay with us.
Hello, and welcome to Superior's Video Royale, located in the high desert of Winnemucca, Nevada. I'm Harold Burtz, Commercial Marketing Programs Coordinator for the Red Angus Association of America. We are proud to be the primary sponsor of the 2017 Superior Video Royale. Superior's summer video sales have grown into the industry's largest offering of feeder cattle, yearlings, and replacement females. I personally want to thank you, the commercial cattlemen, for considering Red Angus genetics. Each year, hundreds of ranchers market their cattle the Superior way, and Red Angus is proud to be the main genetic supplier for so many ranches. Third-party research has verified what many cattlemen have already recognized. There is real value when you identify Red Angus calves in the marketplace. In fact, it adds up to nearly $20 per head on a 6-weight calf. Cow-calf operations have helped identify the Red Angus replacement heifer as the most favored female. She will help boost your bottom line and improve your return on this important genetic investment. Red Angus sired calves have the ability to deliver improved conversion that shortens the number of days on feed, while delivering high-quality grades and improved carcass yields that will qualify for premiums. Qualified Red Angus calves are now being welcomed into Top Dollar Angus for additional premium opportunities. In this week's sale, watch for calves sired by Red Angus bulls throughout the sale and take note of the strong demand from feeders all across the United States. You will also notice many lots featuring cattle enrolled in the Red Angus Feeder Calf Certification Program. Those wearing the Red Angus FCCP yellow tag are identified as having at least 50% registered Red Angus bloodlines, which qualify them for Angus product lines in addition to source and age verification. These calves are qualified by parentage so that there is more to those calves than simply the color of their hide. The FCCP is the beef industry's most experienced genetic, source, and age USDA process verified program. Red Angus would like to thank the crew at Superior Livestock Auction and all of the Superior reps working with producers across the country to bring these fresh ranch calves to market. And again, we'd like to thank the ranchers and cattle feeders who make this event possible. We thank you for joining us as Red Angus sponsors Superior's stretch of summer video sales, which started with the week in the Rockies, this week in the high desert in Winnemucca, Nevada for Video Royale, and finishing out the season with the Bighorn Classic in Sheridan, Wyoming. Sponsoring summer video sales are just one example of Red Angus's commitment to our bull customers in delivering added value options and superior market access. For more information on the available marketing programs or the FCCP program, visit redangus.org, and we thank you for marketing your cattle the Superior way.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is Jake Warnchez with Biozyme. Jake, I want to thank you for being here this morning. Biozyme is no stranger to Superior Livestock Auction or our auction room. I know you guys always have a presence at our away sales, and you guys do make it down to our Fort Worth sales, and so I want to thank you for that. I know Superior Livestock really appreciates that. But let's go right into it. Let's talk about Biozyme. I know one of the things we want to touch on is why it's so important for producers to focus, what they should focus on during weaning time. So tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. Well, yeah, Kirby, thanks for having me on. And, one of the things that we talk about with weaning, and I think anyone in this room will tell you, is it's important just for a smooth transition. And you want those calves to go to feed immediately. You want to keep any digestive upsets at bay and just make sure that, any stress, any health issues, we keep those at bay. And we're doing everything we can for the calves, when at weaning time. And just, it's something that sounds simple, but there's so much that goes into it, just making sure they have a smooth transition to the next step.
Well, speaking of so much that goes into it, I know nutrition's important and a good mineral program. I know a lot of times when we're out doing American Ranchers, we talk to commercial producers, we talk to the seed stock guys, and they talk about how important it is to have a good mineral program and to have just really focus on nutrition. So tell us about that and how VitaFerm has kind of partnered with Superior to allow producers to take part in that.
Sure. That's one of the things that, we're really proud of is our partnership with Superior, and it's something that, we appreciate everything your team does for us. It's one of those things that, there's so much immunity that comes from gut health, and so an important mineral program just in terms of keeping stress at bay and, like I said, keeping digestive upsets at bay. It's something that, if we've got those cattle on a good mineral program and we've got their gut healthy, they're going to have a smooth transition and they're going to be able to do everything they need to for the producer.
I know you've grown up in the livestock business and you've evaluated cattle a lot, and so you've seen the differences. So I was just recently talking to our auctioneer, Ralph Wade, about, he had some cattle on the Gain Smart program, and he really was trying to hit it home why producers should take part. They should, spend a little more money in the beginning so they get more money when it's time to sell.
Sure. Yeah, one of the things, we always hit on with the Gain Smart and the VitaFerm programs is, you may be spending a little bit more money in the beginning, but you're going to get more out of those cattle. You're going to see them gain more. You're going to just see them stay healthier. We've talked to guys that they've got cattle on the Gain Smart program, and they're not having to doctor these cattle nearly as much, and that's something that really hits home with these guys. And so I think that's really important, just to know that, when these cattle are on a good mineral program and they're healthy, they're going to get a lot more out of them.
And that's the most important thing, because we want to bring top dollar for these guys when they're selling their calves. I want to thank you for being on here this morning. And when we return, Steve Harrison with 44 Farms. Stay with us.
Superior Livestock is proud to announce a new partnership with Biozyme Inc. Since 1995, value-added calf programs have created premiums when calves sell on Superior's video auctions. Traditionally, when ranchers think of adding value, it is derived from a quality health program dependent upon vaccinations. But together, Superior and Biozyme are putting a new twist on creating premiums for healthier cattle through a mineral supplement program. Healthier cattle are more profitable, and now cattle that have been fed a VitaFerm or Gain Smart Amifirm-based mineral supplement for a minimum of 45 days prior to auction will receive the VitaFerm or Gain Smart value-added logo in Superior's catalogs and on-screen as the cattle sell. VitaFerm raised targets cow-calf producers and is for calves that are raised on a VitaFerm fed dam and or was fed a VitaFerm mineral themselves during preconditioning for a minimum of 45 days prior to the auction and through delivery. Gain Smart targets stalker, feeder, and backgrounding operators and will recognize calves that have been fed a Gain Smart mineral for a minimum of 45 days prior to auction and through delivery. For more information, go to superiorlivestock.com or call 800-422-2117.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is Steve Harrison with 44 Farms. Steve, no stranger to Sunrise or this auction room. I want to thank you for being here and being on with me this morning, Steve. So let's dive right into it. There's a lot on the calendar for 44 Farms. I know you have a bull auction coming up, but you're also here buying back some of your guys' calves. So let's talk about the 44 Farm program, talk about genetics, and then at the end goal, all the stakes.
We're here today to really fill the supply chain for our 44 Farm steak program. We're in over 350 restaurants now, really nationwide. Our sales growth is up over 100%, and so the demand for high quality Angus beef is really phenomenal. So we're here to buy feeder cattle to keep that supply chain filled.
That's one thing I think I've noticed is traveling down to visit you guys at 44 Farms, you really do focus on pasture to plate. So talk about the genetics, what goes into it, and what makes a difference when you do focus on it in the pasture, what makes a difference at the end goal on the plate?
Well, it's full circle. We're trying to create cattle that work in the pasture, but ultimately provide the eating experience for the customer and the consumer in the restaurant. And it takes special and unique cattle to do that. And we have tools available now to create cattle that do that.
You've been in the industry for quite some time. So what is it about 44 Farms genetics and their bulls more specifically that you have coming up in this upcoming auction in fall that, kind of really help producers? They get out and they work for them. What are the tools that you use in your toolbox at 44 Farms?
A lot of common sense, but, in vitro technology, embryo transfer, genomics, really everything that's available to us, the data, EPDs, just try to combine everything with a good dose of common sense and create real-world functional cattle that can do a lot of things well.
I think that's one thing that all these producers in this room really do appreciate is the functional ability that the 44 Farms cattle do have. So tell us a little bit about the upcoming auction.
Well, we're going to have our largest auction to date, 600 bulls. Half of them will be coming 2-year-old bulls for the guys that need the more rugged, ready to work kind, and 300 yearlings, and then in a new twist, 400 commercial females that'll be bred to 44 Farms sires.
There's one thing that you guys do, and that's participate in the buyback program. And why do you think that's important to participate in that?
we believe in our product, and we want to stand behind it, and we want to put our money where our mouth is. I mean, this industry is evolving and changing to a more full circle industry, and we have so many tools and data available to understand what these cattle are really doing. We want to participate in that, and we believe in that.
I want to thank you for being on this morning, Steve. Always a pleasure talking with you. And when we return, Angela Vesco with the Gelbvieh Association. Don't go anywhere.
At 44 Farms, we believe work starts at sunup and doesn't stop until sundown. We believe in order to live off the land, you have to love and respect it. We believe that cattle aren't just raised, they're nurtured. And we believe when you do things right, with honesty and integrity, well, things like quality and consistency happen naturally. 44 Farm Steaks, responsibly raised all-natural beef.
Long range, huh? Says here in a weight gain trial of 15,000 stockers, parasite control with long range outperformed 5 other dewormers by an average of 28 pounds. Extra 28 pounds per head. Wonder what that'd feel like.
Do not treat within 48 days of slaughter. Not for use in female dairy cattle 20 months of age or older, including dry dairy cows or in veal calves. Post-injection site damage such as granulomas and necrosis can occur. These reactions have disappeared without treatment. You have a lot to gain with Long Range.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is Angela Vesco with the Gelbvieh Association. Angela, I want to thank you for being here. This is your territory. We are kind of in your hometown, so let's dive right into it. Let's talk about Winnemucca, Nevada. Let's talk about this area in this country and the kind of cattle that run in this country.
Yeah, well, it's great to be on, Kirby. Thanks for having me. This is was such a great week for the Gelbvieh Association and for me. Being able to come back home for work for a week is fantastic. And, I've been coming to this Superior sale since I can't even remember when. And so being able to come here, represent the Gelbvieh Association, and be a part of that is fantastic. And, the type of cattle that we see out here today are really good, high quality, high desert cattle, really functional, really good gainers, really productive type of cattle. And, anything with the Gelbvieh influence would fit perfectly in with any type of cattle in this environment.
Well, speaking of Gelbvieh influence, tell us a little bit about the Gelbvieh Association, kind of what you guys have going on. I know you have a convention coming up, but tell us a little bit about that.
So we do have the convention coming up in December, and it's in Wichita this year, Wichita, Kansas. It's the the second week of December, and that is just a really great time for all of our members to come together and see what's going on with the association, see what we're doing when we're out on the road and whatnot. And, we're right in the middle of our strategic plan that we launched just about a year ago. And it's a really strong commercial focus because we really want to help that commercial producer to succeed. When you come to these sales to Superior, we want to help you, make those connections, build those networks with your buyers, and really get that exposure. And so with the Gelbvieh Association, we're really excited for what's coming up at our convention. We've got the Cattlemen's Profit Roundup. It's a commercial symposium focus, so if you're in the area of Kansas and Oklahoma, we'd love to see you there.
Well, I know there's been a lot of changes in the industry. Just over the past few years, technology plays an important role in it. Talk about the changes you've seen in the Gelbvieh Association, how technology and other tools in the toolbox have kind of enhanced your guys' program and helped you out along the way.
Well, you couldn't be more spot on there, Kirby. It is incredible how much technology we see implemented. And one of our programs that we have for new technology is Smart Select Service. And that's a database service for commercial producers to track their herds' data, if they collect it, to make those informed management decisions with data behind it. And so having something like that has been a really big step for us, and we're really excited about it. And if anybody wants to know anything about it, they can talk to me here at the sale, or they can go to gelbvieh.org for more information.
Well, perfect. I want to thank you for being on this morning, Angela. Always a pleasure to have you on as a guest. When we return, some very special guests. Don't go anywhere.
We all know the damages flies can cause to a herd of cattle. Studies conducted by institutions and universities in the United States and Canada show that even small infestations of flies can cause pain, irritation, and weight loss in animals. Want a herd free of flies that can reach its maximum potential? Purchase Just a Fly through championstoreiusa.com/shop or Amazon.com. For more information, call 1-800-898-09 888-888-8787.
Raising cattle is a family tradition for the Nunley brothers, and today the large cow-calf operation continues to thrive across Texas. Their Santa Gertrudis-based cows cross with Hereford bulls, make an ideal heterosis genetic blend that produces a productive feeder animal, along with a superior cow in the pasture. Join the Nunley brothers for their One Ranch Raised annual bred heifer sale, offering 600 plus head of the finest Nunley genetics. For more information, visit nunleybrothers.com.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now joining me is Guy and Frosty Tipton and Cody Garris. I want to thank you all for being on this morning. We were just chit-chatting about your ranch being less than a mile right out over here. I know people at home can't see outside this room, but it's really pretty country out there. So let's just dive right into it. I won't talk much. I'll let you talk. And tell us a little bit about the kind of cattle you run and the kind of country you run in.
Okay, we run mostly Brangus cattle, all Brangus bulls. We have a few Red Angus cross and Charolais cross just because our neighbors, that's what they run, and we run in common for the most part. Our allotments aren't individually fenced. It's out on the high desert of northern Nevada, so we have cold winters and hot summers. So we get to see pretty much all your weather you can imagine we get.
I know that's one thing we focus on at the American Ranchers. We did a show on the high desert, and so it's kind of different country that you guys run in. But speaking of that, you've been selling with Superior for 18 years. That's quite a long time, noticing that Superior has been in Winnemucca for 25 years. So 18 years is a long time. I also know that you were IBBA Breeder of the Year, so I want to congratulate you on that. But talk about what goes into that. Why have you been selling with Superior for so long? What keeps you coming back year after year?
Well, it's just the individual attention they pay to us. I think they help us work our cattle and explain what is going to market easily for this area, and we don't know a lot of buyers, so they do, and they tell us what we need to do and how we need to change, and it just been very easy to work with Jim Davis and Bennett Beard. So
I know Jim and Bennett were excited that you guys came on this morning, and Cody, you joining us, you see their operation, you see several operations, so tell us a little bit about their operation and why they work with you guys at Gene Trust.
You bet. I mean, Tipton's are great operators, running really big country. We see these cattle, we've seen our Gene Trust cattle sell this week from Florida to Texas to Nevada. I mean, we've seen a wide swath of what the Gene Trust genetics and kind of where they fit, but I don't know that there's anywhere they fit fit as well in tough country as they do here. I mean, the Tiptons do a great job at cow management, herd management, understanding what their environment can take and selecting cattle to fit that.
Well, speaking of that, you have the first 4 lots on the auction today, I believe. So tell us a little bit about the cattle you're selling.
Mostly bigger calves because we start calving in November, so we'll have 2 loads of 8-weight steers, a load of 6.5, and a load of 6. So they're all kind of on going to feedlots or canned. The big cattle will, and the 2 loads of 6s, that'll just kind of depend on who buys them, if they want to go to grass with them or to the feedlot, but they're ready to do either. So.
Well, I want to thank you all for being on this morning and talk about your operation. Good luck in the auction today. And when we return, world champion auctioneer Ralph Wade. Don't go anywhere.
It's important that the vaccines are handled correctly. A lot of producers, they will go by and they'll buy the vaccine, and if you're in my part of the world, they think buy it on the dash in the middle of July helps it out, okay? But actually it doesn't. I mean, you can actually kill the live virus vaccines, or if you're using kill vaccines, they can alter those adjuvants in there, and when they do that, then things like endotoxin in the vaccines go up, and the vaccines become more reactive, and sometimes they just don't work at all. A lot of times we get calls from producers, well, my vaccine came in warm or my refrigerator failed. Is that vaccine still good? Well, no, it's not any good. I mean, it fell outside the guidelines that are on the box. So, we consider it adulterated. And is it really worth risking? Okay? Is it really worth putting those animals at risk and putting your reputation at risk as a producer to put a product in that might not be any good because it was shipped too warm or stayed out on the dock too long or whatever. So if there's any question about the vaccine, if it was handled correctly in shipment, then the producer or the veterinarian or whoever should actually call who they bought the vaccine for and express that, and let's get the problem corrected. Those animals are going to be their reputation as they go down the line. I mean, if you're selling on Superior, you say, I did this, okay? And if those animals have troubles, then they're going to come back, and that producer or that buyer may actually come back and say, why did they have these troubles? Or that buyer can say, look, I had trouble with these animals. I don't need to go that trip again. So, it could just skip on over. So those animals are actually becoming your reputation. So you want to do everything within your power to make sure that those animals respond properly to the vaccine. And vaccine handling is critical.
Where are you boys headed?
Winnemucca.
The Video Royale cattle auction?
Yes, sir.
Get in.
Boston, Charleston, Dayton, Louisiana, Washington, Houston, Kingston, Texarkana, Monterey.
Welcome back to Superior Sunrise. Now with me is world champion auctioneer Ralph Wade. Like we said, it's still your birthday week, Ralph. We're celebrating it. We're celebrating 25 years of being in Winnemucca, Nevada. The room was full. We're excited. It's going to be a good day to sell some cattle.
Yeah, they kind of caught us here a little bit. We were watching that playing back of what that old 95 deal, and it brings back a lot of memories. I remember when they first came out with that. I mean, it was quite a deal. But anyway, you're right. 25 years here. That's the silver anniversary in the Silver State right here with Winnemucca, Nevada. And, it's great. The room is filling up. We've already got a lot of buyers on the seats and here this morning, and a great lineup of cattle. And it's going to be a great day.
It is. So let's dive right into it. Let's talk about the offering and what we will be auctioning off today.
We're going to start out with Region 1 and 2, the yearling steers, go right into the yearling heifers in Region 1 and 2, and then we're going to head up to the great state of Montana, and we'll sell the weaned calves, and then we'll sell the calves on cows. We'll come down to northern Idaho, and we'll sell the weaned calves from northern Idaho, and then the calves on cows. And then we head over to Wyoming. We do the Wyomings, and we do the Utah calves, and the calves out of I got to remember some of this, they got all of it in there, the central and southern Idaho calves. That'll be all the weaned calves from those regions, and then the calves on cows out of that region, and that'll wind up our deal for today.
Well, we definitely have a great offering. I know we also have the golf tournament tonight. As soon as it's over.
About tonight, it may be getting close to tonight.
I know, like we said, the room's filling up though. There's all the sponsors in the background, and it's kind of nice to see them. We've got some producers from some ranches, and I know that's something Charlie and I always touch on is the genetics, but you've got a lot of those guys here. You've got some top seed stock producers. You got a lot of the guys that participate in the buyback program. You've got a lot of great genetics on the auction.
Well, that's what a lot of this is all about, and we talk more and more every day, every sale, and it's one of the big questions we get asked all the time out in the country is about our programs and about what are they as far as value added, and what kind of value does it add to your cattle. I don't like to talk about premiums. I like to talk more about deducts if you don't do it, and it's sure that way because these buyers, I mean, they come, they want to see these programs, they want to know that these cattle have had these shots. They want to, because I mean, more and more every day it's all about producing a better product, a more healthy product for the consumer. And when you look at these buyers and you look at the feedlots and you look at the packers, it's all about that. They're trying to produce a better product, a more safer product for the consumer, and that's the bottom line. And visit with these guys back here, and it's good to have them.
It definitely is. I know the value-added programs make a difference. All the icons when they're up, they're selling. So if you're in need of a buyer's number, go ahead and give Superior a call at 800-422-2117. We'd love to get you a buyer's number. Be sure to tune into the auction right after sunrise concludes, and we'll be right back here tomorrow morning.